Welcome back to the OT Radio Show, y'all, where the conversations are real, the voice matters, and the truth is always front and center. Tonight, we got a powerful one for y'all tonight. We're talking about leadership, we're talking about accountability, and we're talking about the future of policies. And not just talking about it, we diving deep with someone who's living it every day. So join us tonight. We got my man, Mr. Andre White, Los Angeles County Sheriff Department detective, former EMT, and former Target associate. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
talk about that. And a
yeah.
man who's stepping up with bold visions for change from the streets of Compton to the front lines of public safety. He brings the realness, experience, real perspective, and real plans for the 21st century policies should look like. So if you ever ask yourself, can policy really change? What does accountability actually look like? And who is ready to lead that change? Well, you're in the right place. So
Yes,
make sure
sir.
you like, share, drop, and drop a question in the chat because tonight we got our man, Mr. Andre White is here. What's going on with you, sir?
I'm good. I'm blessed. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh man. Hey, first of all, man, thank you. It's definitely an honor and a pleasure to have you on the show, man. Um, so let's just dive right into it, man.
Let's go. Let's
So,
go.
so, so, Mr. Andre, for those who just meeting you, who are you beyond the badge?
Man, I'm a young man that was raised in Compton, raised by a single parent, my mother. Shout out to my mom. She did a wonderful job. I'm a husband, I'm a father. I'm a Laker fan. You see that behind me, Kobe, right?
Yes, sir.
Uh, yeah, just a down to earth guy, man. That's just, really um just really for the people. I've always been, a man of integrity and standing up for what's right.
Okay, okay. So, what made you say now is the time to step up and run for sheriff?
Man, in all honesty, I get asked this question all the time, and I just don't have a straightforward answer for you besides God, um, prayer, family, and I never in my life would have thought I'd be doing this, and just something I think something just had to give, and I said, instead of sitting around complaining about it, why don't you stand up and do something about it? I guess that's how we have some of our greatest leaders today because they actually have the courage to do something like that. So I definitely say, you know what, that's what we gonna do.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. Listen, dude. I appreciate it. I appreciate you stepping up because from Compton, from Compton
Yeah.
to law enforcement, how did your upbringing shape your mission today?
You know what? I think being from where I am from
Mhm.
has made me one of the best police officers, detectives, whatever you want to label it, ever. Um, and I think that's really important is having that experience from, growing up in the neighborhood that I grew up in, and then now out here protecting and serving. I think I just can relate to a lot more people, more than your average, police officer.
Yeah,
Um, I think that's important, man. That's what policing should be about. I didn't patrol in Compton, but I patrolled in the city right next door, Carson, which is no different. And so I think having being able to relate to the people helps a whole lot for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, man. So let's talk a little bit, man. Cause we're going to dive into your journey and your experience, right? So you worked as an EMT and
Yeah.
now as a detective. How did those experiences like change how you approach public safety?
So I did that straight out of high school. I was 18 years old and did that for 5 years. And it helped a lot, man, because 18 years old, you're seeing stuff. I was seeing things that, an 18-year-old wouldn't be seeing. I experienced a lot of death, a lot of lives that I've had to save, and, a lot of everything. Shootings, car accidents, just everything you can think of that somebody will call 911 for. I experienced that for 5 years. And then I transferred into the I got a job in the ER department, and then I seen, instead of me bringing in the patient, now I'm receiving the patient. So that was a
Mm,
whole different experience as well. Um, Even in my experience, I had the chance to deliver some babies. Like that's just stuff that you don't ask for. um, so
mm,
when I made the switch into law enforcement, it was like it was the smoothest thing ever. I wasn't afraid of blood, guts, um, death, none of that stuff. That was like,
mm,
it was just a smooth transition. I just needed to learn the law enforcement side of it.
mm,
So we do kind of go both hand in hands. We're first responders. We there. We're both sides are called when tragedy is being dealt with, and you can't crack under pressure, and just
mm.
you got to go in and get it. I think that's what a lot of people don't realize, man. We are called to some of the crazy and strangest things that happen out there. And we are called to figure it out for people. So it
Right,
was
right.
smooth transition.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, what do people misunderstand the most about law enforcement? And from your point of view,
That's a good question. Um, I think what people don't realize, and what we really, really need to hone in on and make sure we communicate with people about, is that we are still human beings. Um, we just put on this badge, we just put on this uniform, but we're still human beings. And I have this discussion a lot with people, that people don't really realize. They don't think that, outside of that badge, we're all dealing with the same problems, if not worse, than they are. But we are still called upon in the midst of whatever we may be going through. Some of us may be going through divorces. Some of us may be going through child custody battles. Some of us maybe are the only breadwinner. Some of us are living paycheck to paycheck. Some of us are dealing with, our own struggles within mental health, and maybe alcohol abuse and stuff like that. Like we see a lot, we do a lot. So I think that when people call on us, um, I just want people to remember that we are still human. We're all not bad. A lot of us love to do this job, and love to help people. But I want people to realize that that day that officer may show up, he may have just been going through a tragic time in his life, or something's going on in his life, and you may not get that officer's mindset that you expect. So I think that's one of the biggest things, is we are human, and people tend to forget that because they think that we wear this badge, we're invincible to the world and to the real reality of everything else that goes on in life.
mm, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. Like I can't even sugarcoat that one. Yeah, 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 man. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about your vision and your policy, because you talk a lot about that during your trial run right now, doing your trail speaking and stuff like that. So, you talk about the 21st century policy. What does that actually look like in action?
Well, for starters, we don't even have that in our department right now. I think we're so far
Mm,
behind. Um, I like to say that we operate like we're in the early 2000s, 90s still. Um, our technology is far behind. Um, our equipment is far behind. And some of those policies and traditions that I do like to mention, they just don't work anymore in today's era of law enforcement. So I think we do need someone with a fresh perspective, someone that has dealt with in the last 10 years in the community, has more time within the community than the others that have had very way back in the past. I think we're in a different era, man. It's a different way that we have to really do things. It's a different way how we need to recruit. This next generation, they're very different. They're very different from my generation. And I think you have to have someone that understands that and is willing to actually make that change, instead of being stuck in their ways and saying, no, 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 this is how we do it. This is how we always going to do it. We can't do that anymore. We have to adapt to life. We have to adapt to what's really going on. And that means you're going to have to get rid of some traditions and policies that just don't make sense anymore, regardless if it's always been that way. But you have to be open minded to it. We haven't had a leader that's really open minded to what we go through in my generation and what the next generation may be going through.
Man, listen, man, you said something real key right there. You talked about technology, right? And how can technology like improve the policies without creating more concerns?
Yeah, so technology, I'm a huge fan of it. There are people in my department right now that don't agree with a lot of the technological stuff that we are trying to progress with because they are stuck in their ways. Um, and that's a huge problem because it's creating issues within the department. So technology can help with law enforcement in many ways. We can't run away from it, but it's about how we accept it and and allow it to not only help us but help the community. Um, and I think it'll be very helpful. It can be helpful to people who may think that we're not um, always there for them,
Mhm.
um, in times of need or quick as possible. I think we have to embrace it, like especially AI, man. It's a huge tool. I think that as long as it's being used correctly and it's monitored, I think it will definitely help us more than hurt us. So AI, um, you know, uh, camera systems all updated, like stuff all across the board. I think that's just very helpful for what we're going and what we're moving to in law enforcement and in the world at itself.
Man, listen, I believe that too, because nowadays, man, with the technology now that these kids these days have to, they got more access than I ever did. You know what I mean? Like I'm still trying to figure out a lot of things. You know what I mean? So
Same here, man. We didn't have. Listen, we grew up when we were growing up. The only thing that we had was MySpace, I think, right? And
yeah.
and now it's like it's just everything. I step outside, go to the store. I'm seeing people doing TikTok challenges, and it's just like it's just technology is just everywhere. But I love it. I think we have to embrace it, and it just makes it a better place. But also that fine line of making sure we're doing it and using it the right way, especially when it comes to law enforcement.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Now, how do you rebuild the trust in the community that feels like over policies or felt, unheard?
I think you have to. Number one, we just got to be present, man. You know, where I come from, you don't see the police as you don't grow up to see the police officers where I come from as like your friend. You see them as enemies. So how do we change that? We have to have someone that is willing to actually come down into that community and walk side by side with the people in it. Um, Learn from them, speak to them, have conversations, have those tough conversations, and that includes all types of leaders in the community. It could be the neighborhood watch leader, it could be the faith leader, our churches, or it could be that leader of that gang. But you got to first build those relationships, and I think that's what we've gone away from. We have to have somebody that's willing to come down from their office and actually be in the community.
Hey, I feel
We
that.
got we
So,
got to lead
so
by example, man. We have to lead
yeah,
by
man, we
example.
definitely
Yeah.
have to, man. Now, I like that you always say community, right? So, doing your trail run, you got the slogan, what does community centers policy? What do it look like day to day, not just as a slogan?
Day to day, as far as being in the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, since I've been on this campaign trail, I realized, I said, man, there is a lot of things that go on in our communities. Um, whether it be nonprofit organizations throwing events. Um, there's just stuff happening in Los Angeles like every weekend that you don't realize as a just a regular citizen. So when I'm going through all these events and being invited to all of these events, um, my team and I have been keeping track because I sat and told my mom and my wife, I said, man, these are things that I want to come back to as the leader of this department. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can see myself coming back here, and and that's all about bridging that gap. That's all about bringing the community together. That all is like full circle. But when I'm out in these events, and I was sitting there and I'm like, damn, man, there's no representation for my department, or there's no relationship where, I would have think that the our community teams within our department would be at stuff like this. And it's kind of sad, it's kind of sad to see that we're only at certain things that, unfortunately, they have these relationships when it comes to money, when it comes to,
Mm-hmm.
oh, scratch my back, you scratch yours, whatever favors are being handed out. And you only see us at certain events. But I've gone to a lot of events where I said, man, I can't wait to come back as the leader of this department in uniform and doing the same thing that I'm doing now. And that's just going to help. It's going to help bring everyone together. So if they see me there, then they say, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, he's actually here. Wow, yeah, by himself, yeah, or
Yeah.
with a group. That's how it should be,
Yo, yo, because that's real important, man. And I gotta say that because during your trial run, right? Because you talk about hiring within, right? And why is hiring from within underserved communities so important to you?
It's very important because that's why we're going to have uh, officers on these streets that understand the community. Um, we can't run away from that. We have to have people that understand this community, understand the culture. Big word, culture. Understanding the culture, you can run away and do anything in this department if you understand the culture of that community. Um, but most importantly, we haven't been reaching out to them. I feel like we have been kind of left in the dark. And if you have someone that has the resources enough to go out and seek it, then we get lucky. But we shouldn't have to have that in certain areas. We should be there trying to to reach to these young men and women instead of them trying to find their way many years later. When I joined this department, I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have nobody that helped me get through this. I had no clue about law enforcement. I didn't know anything about it, and I just
Mhm.
went out on the edge in deep waters by myself, and kind of you know made some connections along the way that kind of helped me guide myself. But in that beginning stages, I had no clue. I had no clue. So I look at that and I go, man, what if there's another young man out there that wants to do this, or woman that wants to do this job, but
Mhm.
just doesn't have someone to guide them. And I
Yeah.
think that's important. So we have to be in these undeserved communities because there are good young men and women that want to do this job. I told someone not too long ago, I said, think about it. When you grow up, when you're a kid, what do most kids say they want to be?
Mm.
Firefighter or police?
Yeah.
So how are we not having programs in our communities to ensure that that kid can still want to join one of those two um, uh, agencies?
Mm.
So we have to go back to that because when I grew up, I wanted to be a firefighter. That's all I
Right.
wanted to do, right?
Uh,
And then one of my good friends, still to this day, stayed on the same block. All he wanted to do was join the sheriff's department.
wow.
And it's crazy because the roles switch. I now have the job that he dreamed of,
Hmm.
and I didn't want it. It just kind of
Right.
happened. It just kind of happened. But it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be that once we grow up and get of age, 18, we really don't, coming from a city like where I come from, we really don't have the resources or people right there ready to say, hey, this is what you need to do. This is
Right.
how you're going to do it. I'm going to take you along this way, join this
Hmm.
way, and X, Y, and Z. We don't have that, man. We have to be very lucky.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
when people found out that you was coming on, and some of the people that I know, they was like, "Yo, dude, I gotta ask a question." So some people tend to just send me questions. So
Oh,
now I'm
man.
I'm about to hit you with the questions that a couple of people sent me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So some people believe that policies can't be reformed. What do you say to them?
You said can't?
Can't. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I'm gonna say I respectfully say that they're wrong because it's really based on the leader. Um, and in particularly my department, I will be the leader. I It stops with me. And it starts with me. So it really is on the leader, and for my particular department, this is why I encourage people to get out and vote because this is a position, the only position in Los Angeles County when it comes to law enforcement that you can vote for. Everyone else is appointed.
Mm,
Everyone else, all these smaller departments, these local police departments, they're all appointed. So it's a little bit different because if somebody's putting you there, you can't really do what you want to do. But if the
facts.
people put me here
Mm,
because I'm running on what I say I want to do, then it's on us, it's on y'all to get me in that position.
facts. Fact. Listen,
And then I
listen.
will be in there and doing what I need to do. And trust me, I will be making some changes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So
Yes,
let's talk a
yes.
little bit because I got three more questions that people want to know.
Hmm.
What's one thing currently happening in law enforcement that you strongly disagree with?
Ooh,
Mm,
I'm gonna say the way, and I talk about this all the time, the way that we are holding people accountable on this department that wear this badge. Um, it infuriates me. It makes a lot of people upset on this department. I'll say that it seems like only certain people um, are being held accountable for their actions, and
mm-hmm.
it goes back to those levels of friendships, those levels of relationships that people may have. I had a close friend that was removed from this department for something very, very, very minor that he shouldn't have been removed from. And thank God he got his job back after he went through the legal process. But then you have some people that on this department that do something very, very egregious, and you're like, oh man, that dude's done.
Right.
And sure enough, he back on the side with you. So it almost makes you wonder like what's really going on once you get to the top in those offices going through these deals. So that's one of the things right there to that last question that I will be addressing and changing. Um, um, I think that everyone on every level, including myself, I will be held accountable by the people, and everyone under me, I will be holding them accountable on all levels.
So, if elected, what would be the first change you would make on day one?
When elected.
Mm-hmm.
When
When
elected.
elected, right?
When
I
elected.
like that.
Yes. I like
Listen, listen,
yes, yes.
listen, listen. Let's go
um
ahead. Let's go ahead and put that right there. When
y-
elected, what's
yes.
the first changes you will make on day one?
So day one, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be so high up in the sky. I'm gonna be on a
Yes,
celebratory. I mean, I'm making history here, man. Listen,
right, right,
I'll be the first black sheriff. Um, one of the youngest sheriffs. So I'm gonna be soaking it in day one. I'm not gonna
man.
lie to you. But day two,
They, oh man, listen, listen. We just lost Mr. White real fast, but he's gonna be coming back to us, man. Let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all better go ahead out there and vote, 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 vote for him, vote, vote, vote for him, man. Because listen, my man is doing great things. We about to vote, 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 vote. All go out there and vote right now. He's actually just fixing the phone right now. So we're gonna get him back. We're definitely gonna get him back. But I would tell y'all, the things that he is saying, the things that he is doing, the things that he is manifesting. When I tell y'all this man is about to put in that work, he is about to put in that work. Oh, we got him back.
we
We
got him.
definitely got him back. Hold up,
Okay.
hold up.
Sorry
Yes,
about
sir.
that.
Yes, sir. Oh, no problem. No problem.
All right.
All right. So
So
listen,
so
man, we
so so
manifesting it. We
yeah,
manifesting it right now.
so day two,
Uh-huh.
um, it's a small policy, but it means a lot. It means a lot to all of us. And it means that we're moving forward and we're getting rid of those old traditions, that stuff that I was just talking about earlier on right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very small policy, but it means a lot, and it's for men and women. So I'll have two policies that I'm going to address, and it's our grooming policy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so right now, we are stuck in those old days and the very militaristic days of we have to shave, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to be clean shaven, all men in uniform. So I'm going to get rid of that policy and make it, a nice little trim beard, right?
Mm.
And I think that's going to help not only um, help us recruit more people, but just kind of get out of that old mindset of, that militaristic style. And then
Right.
for the women, their policy is that they can't have colored nails. They have to have nude nails, and they only have to have one earring in their ear. I'm gonna get rid of that policy too. I think it's old and outdated, and that just doesn't represent the future um, for people that want to join this department. So I don't think a nice clean beard or some red or green nails is gonna affect the way they're gonna affect any kind of policing out here. And I think it just makes us be more relaxed and kind of look like the community.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those are my first two things. They're very small, but I think they're very important. They go a long way. Other departments have around us are actually going with the same thing. So I think that's one thing that we need to do. We need to catch up, man.
Oh man, listen. Wow. You know what? That's a real good one, man. Because I know a couple of
Yeah.
people who want to join like the police department, but they be like, dude, I'm not shaving my beard, bro. Like I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
They got me messed up, man. You know what I mean? Like,
I think
wow.
I think it's a horrible policy, man. It's and you don't, and if you, it's some people that really want to be that clean look, and that's fine. You can do that. But I think that we have to go away from that and just give people the option to have a nice trim, neat beard and stuff, and that way we can just catch up with the times and be able to recruit those people who are like, I'm not touching my beard. I don't want that. I don't want that as a restriction.
Right. So
Yeah.
how important is mental health for you as a leader?
It is very important. I'm gonna go a different few ways on this topic here. First, I'm gonna start with I thank my wife who allows me to get some of the stuff out and be my ears um, after some tough days or some tough shifts or some tough things that I've saw. I think it's very important to get it out um, and not wear it on your shoulder. Um, I'll be honest, some things I will never ever forget. Um, and that's just a part of the job. But I think when it starts to affect us is if we don't have no one to talk um, to be able to get that stuff off of our chest, off of our shoulders. We go through a roller coaster of emotions on this job, and that's one thing that people don't realize. We can start our shift, we can pull out of the station, and your first call could be a baby not breathing, and you
Mm.
rush to that call, and you're trying to save this baby, and you rush that baby to the hospital, and you hope that the outcome is good. And then your next call could be that was a high point. Your next call can bring you down to a simple burglary call that you just simply take and report, and then your next call can go up because you're rushing to a fire, a house fire with people trapped inside, and then you rush down to another person who had just probably died of natural causes, and then you go down to another call, and it's just like it's a roller coaster of emotions. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that people don't realize that's our everyday. That's every single day we go through these roller coaster emotions. And then when we leave home, some of us have to deal with those problems at home, whatever problems we may have. But if you don't have no one that you can talk to, no one that you understand, I think it even makes the job harder. So my wife has been there um, to really allow me to get some of the things off of my chest that I need to. The second thing I want to talk about in mental health is that Um, it's unfortunate that I have to say this, but over the past 3 years, I believe we are at number 16. I believe we're at number 16, where some of my partners have killed themselves.
Mm,
Um, and that's another thing that we're not talking about as well. That's a very high number over the last 3 years. One was just a couple weeks ago. And we really have to take a look at what can we do better as a department. We're overworked right now. Some of us are mandated multiple overtime shifts a week. Um, we're also forced to do these extra shifts to cover other units. Myself, I have to do that twice a month, on top of my the load that I'm already dealt. Um, we're underpaid. We're not the highest paid department anymore surrounding us. So we're sometimes being forced to stay after shift, to stay for another shift, unwantingly. So it's a lot of things that go into it, man. And then you get home and you may have a partner that probably doesn't understand what you're going through, and may be mad at you for missing important things like birthdays and holidays and et cetera, et cetera. So we are 24/7 business, so we have to be there regardless if it's a holiday, regardless if it's a birthday. We have to be there. So that can take a toll on people. And I think we're not doing a better job of easing the way we are operating as a department. There's a lot of things that we can do to bring the ease down. But again, it takes a leader that wants that change. It takes the leader that understands it. And I think that's what really separates me from all the other candidates is that I'm still doing this.
mm,
I'm not retired. I'm still doing this, you know. I'm in the communities. I'm still investigating crimes. I'm still, being called to work these different shifts and overtime. So I feel it. So I understand it. And I think they don't really understand that because they don't really deal with that every single day. So it's a different thing that different things that we can do, for sure, to help our mental health. So I'm really that's when I'm in this position, that's going to be a huge focus for me is how to relieve some of the stress that this department puts on us, along with making sure we have the resources um, to help out, the personnel on this department if they're going through something.
wow. I mean, you just saying that it's at a high right now for police officers committing suicide. Is we don't think about that aspect. You
Yeah,
know, all you see is negativity when it comes down to being on TV and stuff like that, and people don't take into account, like you said in the beginning, we're human beings, right?
yeah,
And we go through a lot. And sometimes, people don't take that into account. Like I always say, when a cop pull you over, he's more scared than you are. So while you sitting there and you bugging out on him, like he's thinking the same thing, like he's human. You don't know he might be going through something, and then all of a sudden you going through something, and now y'all clashing. For what
yeah,
apparent reason? Sometimes it's unnecessary, right?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I call it like it is. I call it like it is. So we're gonna put some things in perspective, and we're gonna manifest some things right now. Okay.
Yes, yes.
What legacy do you want to leave when you become sheriff?
Ooh, I want to be my legacy to be the most down to earth, visible, community oriented sheriff that we've ever had in LA County.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Now I
I
gotta
want,
ask this question. I gotta
yeah,
ask you. I gotta ask
yeah,
you
yes.
because I love your style. I'm not going to front about it, man. I love your style. I love how you talk about the community. But I gotta know this, man. Who or what inspired your leadership style? Because somebody had to do it. Somebody had to do it. It was probably something that you seen, somebody that you seen, or was an action. Like who or what inspired your leadership style?
Um, it's a few people, a
Okay.
few people. Some are here, some I don't even know.
Mm,
I'll start with one I know, my mom.
okay. Shout out, mom.
she is, like I said, a single parent. So she was essentially my dad, the role, the male figure. She taught me a lot growing up. She taught me a lot of things. She taught me how to speak, how to be respectful, how to speak your mind, how to stand up. But when you do speak your mind, speak it intelligently, because they will be um, looking for you to, to act crazy. Don't let them ever show
Right.
that side, right? She taught me that, and then I'm gonna pivot to um, one of my work, two of my work dads who taught me everything. They were deputies in Carson, so they taught me how to do this job and do it. It's crazy because they're actually from Carson as well. So I got taught by two people that was from the same community that we were working in.
Hmm.
And I think that literally just helped me mold myself into the person I am today. And then a leader that I don't know, I've never got to met, was the one behind me. Just the way he was, the work ethic that he put in, um, that Mamba mentality.
Hmm.
I always like, that's just, he's one of my idols I look into, looked up to. And if I have to say this political side, I'll choose a political leader. It have to be the Barack Obama.
Hmm.
Obviously, he was the first Black president. Led with class, led with intelligence. Was different, um, and kind of had the uh, same things that being said about him about me. Young,
Hmm.
inexperienced, et cetera, et cetera. But he persevered through that. So I think that's really what shaped me and who I am today. That's-
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
So since we speaking this into existence, so
Yes.
Sheriff, what's your message to the community that's watching right now?
Simple. We have gone through many, many sheriffs, right? 34 of them to be exact.
Wow.
This next election, we have the chance to elect the 35th sheriff. And I think that if you, especially people that have been around before me, if you are ready to actually see something different and move forward, then I am that person for you. Um, I think someone told me not too long ago that change requires change.
Hmm.
And when he texted me that, I was like, wow, absolutely right. And that's what we haven't had. We haven't had anyone that looks like me, thinks like me, operates like me, talks like me, walks like me, from the community that I came from. I think we just need to move in a different direction, man. And if you are so big on, if you're that person that's really big on, traditions and experience, then I may not be that candidate for you. But I think if you want to actually see something different, let's go in a different direction. Then Andre White is the person that you need to be voting for.
Man,
Otherwise, we're
listen.
going to be going down the same route, and we're going to have the same thing, and we're going to have the same issues and the same problems. I promise you that.
Hey, listen, Sheriff. You know what, man? I appreciate this, man, because a lot of times, we don't get the chance to actually sit up there and talk policies and just talk real life situations, And this conversation was real life conversations, not just, oh yeah, I'm the sheriff and I'm running. It's, dude, like, these are changes that needs to be made. These
Yeah.
are things that we need to do.
I think that's one of our biggest problems with law enforcement is our leader, and I'm not speaking of the one now, but just period, leaders period that's been in this position. There's been a lack of communication, man. We just don't communicate with each other. We don't always have to get up and do press conferences about who we're getting, who we going after, or who we're trying to find. Like we can have those conversations in press conference about mental health, right? That
Mhm.
leader should be in front of a press conference right now and talking about how, and being honest and truthful about how we are having an issue with um, deputies and officers killing themselves. Like
Hmm.
we have to be transparent with each other. We don't always have to come out and do things on schedule or how it's supposed to be. Let's have conversations, let's have town hall meetings. Let's have, we have to switch it up because what we've been doing just is not working. It's not working anymore. So we got to switch things up. It shouldn't be always when you turn on the news or you see a sheriff talking, it's about bad things. We need to switch it up and say, hey, listen, I should be doing a come out with a press conference and say, hey, I want every young man and women from the age of whatever to ever, I want you guys to come out and join me at your local, park or whatever. And we about to, it's going to be some deputies and myself. We're going to play some 5-on-5 basketball, stuff like that, right? Like
Facts, facts.
that's the things that we should be doing.
Yeah,
You shouldn't always look at us and think that's the enemy. You
yeah,
guys should be looking at us and saying, "Hey, that's they're supporting us. They're with us."
yeah.
And that's stuff that I plan to do, man. I plan to be everywhere. I plan to be at car shows, car events, everything that you can think of. I'm still human. That's stuff that I like to do this day. So it won't change just because I'm in that position. So I'm gonna be a very busy man, but my family already knows this is why I'm doing this. So they're gonna have their sacrifices. So the days that I'm off, hey, I'm in the streets. I'm in the community. I'm with you guys. Doing the same things that I like to do now, and I'll be at the local Costco. I'll be at the local Target. Like I will still be approachable. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
and that's what I plan to do, man. I think that's what's gonna help really bridge that gap because that gap is a mile long, mile plus long. So
Yeah,
I'm trying to cut that down in half, and hopefully on the way, it changes people's perspective on doing this job.
man. Listen, man. I believe the change is already here because we're talking to the change. So
Yes,
I
yes, I
appreciate you.
like that.
Now let's talk about the mama in the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, listen,
Hold
listen.
on, I'll pan you up for you. I got all his championships up there.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Listen, yo,
the
bro,
number two
listen.
right there for Gigi. Yeah.
Listen, man. First of
Yeah.
all, see, this is what I like, right?
Hmm.
Interviews to be natural, interviews to be human, right? And the fact that you got all those championships up there, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something, man. Right? When y'all played the Sixers that year, and we won the first game, bro, we went bananas. I ain't even gonna hold you, yo. We like, yo, we about to take these boys down. And the one player that I'm gonna say that hurt my feelings is that boy Robert Ory, Mr.
Man,
Clutch. Man, listen,
Big
when my
Shot
man,
Bob.
man, listen, man, I ain't going to sugarcoat it, man. Shaq did his thing, Kobe did his thing, but that goddamn Robert Ory, man,
Yep.
if I ever get the meeting, I ain't going for it. I'm like, hey, man, you messed up my championship, bro. You
Yeah.
messed it up.
Yeah.
Cole did his thing. Shaq,
Yep.
phenomenal, always do his thing. But that goddamn Robert Ory, man, that
Hmm.
man, dude, three pointers in a span of 2 minutes.
You know something? It's about the supporting cast,
It
right?
is. It
It's about
is.
the supporting cast. It's funny because I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna correlate this to what I'm running for. Yeah, I'm the leader, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking to be the leader, but it's about the supporting cast.
Yes,
So
sir.
it's about the people under me that I appoint. We have to be on the same page, got to be on the same vision. We got to move as a team.
Yeah.
And when I'm having an off day, then I need my Hori to step in. When I'm not available, I need my Derek Fisher to give me that zero point 0.4. Like that's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Yo, man, that's a fact. That's a fact, man.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
Yeah.
man, I appreciate you coming on the show, man.
I
Dude,
appreciate you having me, man.
Sheriff, we are behind you 100%, even if we're in
Yes.
different cities, man. So,
Yes.
Sheriff,
Yes.
we appreciate you. And when that party happens, Sheriff, I want to be in LA. And I'm gonna make it a point to talk to my lady. When it happens, Sheriff, we're gonna be right there with you, bro.
Yes.
Seriously.
Hey, I want you there too, man. Come on out.
Man,
Show you.
listen, man.
show you all the championship trophies. I'll show you a good time. But come on out. I want you to be there for history in the making. It's gonna be history in the making. So come on
Yes,
down. I
sir. Yes,
appreciate
sir. Yes, sir.
it.
Well,
Yes,
Sheriff,
yes.
I appreciate you joining us here in the show, man. And like I always say, if someone asks you how you doing, you tell them you better than yesterday. And I always got this last one: your vision, your voice, and your mission matters. So make sure every day you walk in that. Hey, Sheriff. Hey,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Y'all go out there and vote. Y'all go out there and
Yes,
vote.
yes, yes,
June
yes.
2nd,
Thank you.
go
Thank you,
out there and vote.
Griselda.
June 2nd, go out there and
Yes.
vote for the sheriff right there
Mhm.
because change is coming. And if you
It's
want
coming.
change, he is the man to do it. So I
Yes.
will recommend and I will tell you loud and clear, Sheriff, thank you. We waiting for these change. And y'all, man, y'all get to grow y'all little beard back. Come on now. Come on now. You dig what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Come on, ladies, y'all can get have some
Yeah.
nails. Come on now.
Yes, 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 yes.
We appreciate you, Sheriff.
Yeah.
But help.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
before we go, stay on the line for a second. Hey, y'all, we appreciate y'all joining us here on the show with Sheriff Andre White. Yes, we are speaking it into existence. First ever, right here. He is sitting right here, live and direct with y'all. And listen, y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Enjoy the beautiful weather that is happening down here. We're up here in the north side, while he's always enjoying good weather down there in Cali.
Yeah.
So his weather is always good. You know what I mean? We're
Yeah.
finally
Yeah.
starting to get the weather. But
Yeah.
appreciate you. Everybody enjoy y'all weekend. Y'all be safe out there. And hey, love someone, help someone, and be that person. Because remember, someone helped you along the way. So it's time for you to do the same. Love y'all. Peace. And your boy is out of here on the OT Radio Show.